Today we have a brand new digital Kawai model ES60. Stick around. Hi, this is Ted Barcelou with Alamo Piano Galleries. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and list those on here. And also, a couple of video recommendations. We're getting around to doing those. And as I mentioned, this is a brand new keyboard from Kawai. It's a digital piano entry line, model ES60, and it is a digital piano. And it's got all the bare bones to it, and it's missing a thing or two. Like what a lot of people expect that their digital is going to come in with, Bluetooth and a few other things. This does not have Bluetooth, but other than that, it's got all the bare bones, and that's what we're going to talk about. And you can find more information on this on our website at alamopianogalleries.com, and also you can shop our store for some other Kawai pianos and other things that we sell here at the store. And as I mentioned, this has a new action in it too. It has a responsive, what they call the Responsive Hammer Lite. It is it is weighted hammers, and they do have a nice matte key surface. My first intuition when I touched it and played it is that it kind of felt like a nicely, gently broken in, fun to play, spin-it or upright piano. The action is a little on the light side for Kawai. That's just me speaking. And there's, I'm going to let the jury stay out on this action and wait until people give us some feedback. It's a little bit different than some of the other actions, I think, because it's lighter. They still maintain the Harmonic Imaging card, and the main piano sound that you get on here is the SK-EX. And the nice thing about it, you can pick this thing up under your arm, over your shoulders, less than 25 pounds. You can go walk down a couple blocks, throw it in the car, go to a gig, come back, and it's not that big of a problem. Nice professional feature that they put on an entry line unit for exactly that reason. Separate 1/4 inch left and right outputs in the back, so you can get a great stereo sound out of it without having to go through a tiny little 3.5 millimeter headphone jack like some of the other products that are out there. That alone, I think, is going to attract a lot of sales just because this is a great usable keyboard with the bare bones. And with the bare bones, what I'm talking about is you don't get a sound button for every single one. It double functions on the keys. The nice thing about this, what I like what Kawai did, is they told you the name of the sound and the number, like piano 1, 2, 3, then electric piano 1, 2, 3, 4. So all you have to do is hit the sound button in that key and it changes. That part I really like. I also like that they left the black keys out of the triggering sequence. So only the white keys have a sound, because that really is a problem if you're in a dark, dimly lit environment at a venue and you're trying to find a sound unless you memorize the soundboard. Other features, you can transpose on the fly. It's got separate bass sounds in it, and it has everything you need. It's got the organ, it's got the electric pianos, the digital piano. There's only one sound in here I was not thrilled with, and it is the vibrato electric piano. That is, I will tell you, when I knew this thing came in at right around $500, I thought this is going to be like a obviously cheap thing. No, it's not. The only obviously cheap thing about this that I could find is that vibrato piano. And why don't we go through and listen to most of the sounds here and see what you think. Here's something you may not recognize at home on watching some of the videos. I mentioned the left and right outputs on this piano, and what's real important to it is that you can just take those outputs and run it to a soundboard. You still have your monitors. You still have your 20-watt speakers here with, and that's one thing I wanted to mention. The sound system and the speakers on this piano are matched, probably the best of any keyboard I've ever played. If you turn the volume up and you put it on piano or organ and you knock the crap out of this thing, the speakers do not break up, the amp doesn't, there isn't any distortion or anything like that. It's a perfect balance, which means it's really nice to dig into because you don't have to worry about hitting to that loud spot. But then again, not everyone plays it on 10 and as far as you could push it to the right. If you lower it down 8 or 9, it's just a wonderful setting and it's truly balanced. And not too many of these low-price keyboards are like that. This one has a great, great sound system in it, even though it's not extravagant or really heavy. The other thing I wanted to mention is there are rhythm patterns down here that go with the metronome. There's different metronome patterns and they're all lined up on here. But the nice thing about rhythm is that you actually get a drummer instead of a loud click on one followed by whatever kind of beat. I just don't think that the loud accent on one is really much of a groove when you're practicing, even if you're practicing scales or 3/4 songs, whatever it is, that thing on one just doesn't quite cut it. It's a lot easier to practice scales, practice a song, work on repeating 4 or 5 measures over and over with a drummer because it's like you have closer thing to a person sitting there. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the stand that you see that this sits on is optional. There is a price extra for that. And so the piano alone comes with the piano, the power supply, and of course the sustain pedal. And I do recommend that you do get a stand because ergonomically it's balanced and you get the right kind of piano bench, and then you're not making any kind of compromise for having the piano sit on top of a TV table or a kitchen table or a countertop. And I realize that some people practice and do that a lot. And it's a lot better to get the sound coming out of the keyboard. It comes out both the top and the bottom, but it is just a really wonderful keyboard from Kawai. It is the lowest priced unit I think they've ever had. I think they're priced at $499. And for a beginner, for a return, for a temporary, I'm going to go someplace for 60 days, I need to practice. I could buy something and sell it when I'm done or rent it. This is the way to go. The Kawai ES60, and you can find out more about it at alamopianogalleries.com. If you have any questions or comments on this video, please let me know. Go ahead and list them down there. And we thank you so much for your time, your interest, and subscription to the channel, and tell all your friends. This is Ted Barsley with Alamo Piano Galleries, and we'll look for you soon.